What it do, Dream Team? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with more about Raygun. Just when we thought we were done, we're back. She scammed the Olympics for a free vacation. That title said, Darian, you've got to react. I've got to hear what they have to say. Now, from what I know, and I know very little, I know that her husband was on the judges panel, whatever you want to call it, to help send her to the Olympics. I know that after watching their performance, she didn't really have any business in the Olympics. But what I don't know is, did she actually scam her way in? We're going to find out. Before we do, if you happen to enjoy the video, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. Let's find out.
August 9th, 2024 is now the Pearl Harbor of the Australian breakdance community. And there's now a bunch of reports claiming that this influencer scammed the Olympics for a free vacation. So that's what we're going to try to get to the bottom of in today's video. As it's safe to say a lot of interesting things happened in the Paris 2024 Olympics, but nothing compared to what happened in the debut of the new Olympic sport, breakdancing. Now, obviously, we've all seen breakdancing, from the crying Asian kid throwing down the wildest windmill to more mainstream acts like the Jabberwockies.
Oh, freaking love the Jabberwockies.
So there's
one of the most incredible dance groups ever. One of the most incredible that I've ever seen. I'll say that. Love the Jabberwockies.
Wide range for breakdancing. So how does this work in the Olympics? Well, the winner was determined by a panel of judges who scored each performance based on 5 criteria, each worth a fifth of the point. The criteria were technique, vocabulary, execution, musicality, originality, how the breaker wows the audience by making the dance of their own. And it's safe to say the one we're covering today definitely wowed the audience. Probably not in the way that she intended to, but at least it was very original. So meet
Stop making me watch it. Stop it. Stop making me watch the clip. I'm sorry, Raygun. I can't do it anymore.
Raygun, a now Olympic breakdancer, as she lists on her profile proudly. And she's apparently been breakdancing for a decade. Hard to believe when you saw her Olympic performance, but it definitely checks out if you do some research on her, as there's plenty of old articles to prove this. Here's an article from 2021 where apparently she's the #1 B-girl in all of Australia. And I also found a clip of her breakdancing here in 2012.
Let me see it. Still a no.
Yeah, that definitely looks like her. Then you have another.
I thought maybe she just had a bad performance. Maybe she could actually break dance and she just didn't bring it, or she tried to do too much. But 2012, no. It's still another
one here. How Raygun is breakdancing her way to the Paris Olympics. The Aussie trailblazer opens up, and then it goes on to ask, like, what was your training for the Olympics involved? I can imagine it must be intense. I train for 3 or 4 hours a day, doing a mix of strength and conditioning, cardio, and flexibility work, and add on to focusing on different aspects of breaking: pop rock, footwork, power, freezes, as well as preparing for battles. We train outside on the street at night, and I love that breaking has got that accessibility, even though it's a part of the games. It checks out. It seems like she's actually had a long breakdancing career. Either the bar is catastrophically low in Australia, which I don't really believe.
That's what I was gonna add, bro. If they says you're the top B girl in Australia 2021. So I was like, are women breakdancing in Australia? That just leads me to ask that question. I have to, if she's in an article saying she's #1, are there a lot of women in the breakdancing scene in Australia? If she's #1, then I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. Can't be. What country did win the breakdancing? Did win gold in the breakdancing Olympics? Men and women. What country won gold? Y'all help me out.
Or she was just straight up trolling in the Olympics. Here's caption: this is Raygun. She has a PhD in cultural movement and convinced Australia to pay her for a trip to the Paris Olympics. She participated in breakdancing and got 0 points. Because what is this?
Oh my god, I got to watch it.
The kangaroo jump was the most Oh, the water sprinkler, dude. She is doing. These are some legendary moves. What is that, like a curling thing, like a big step?
Bro, what? Jesus.
I'm honestly.
I'm speechless. Rachel Gunn, Rachel. Why? Why did you do this? And to her husband, why? Why did you send her? This just, there's no justification for her to be breakdancing at the Olympics. Australia, is there clips of females breakdancing in Australia that could have went to Olympics or should have went to Olympics over Rachel Gunn? Do y'all have those clips? Do y'all have links to those clips? I would like to watch, because if this is the best, no, I'm not even going to say that, because I'm not going to disrespect the nation of Australia. I know you've got better than this. You have to. You have to.
I'm actually impressed that her opponents had a straight face here. I feel like this is the first time ever I've watched an Olympic performance and gone, oh, I can do that. That's just never happened before. And she was extremely confident before she went to the Olympics.
I think my understanding of musicality going into breaking was very strong.
Your background's in ballroom dancing, right?
Yeah, I did ballroom for many years, and I also did jazz and tap and some hip hop as well.
Is there any kind of parallels between the two?
Look, I mean, I think my understanding of musicality going into breaking was very strong. My body awareness, my coordination, my eye for technique has been much stronger going into the dance.
But I guess the crime to the Australian people here is somehow she was selected to represent the Australian Olympic team. And this has created a lot of speculation, with articles claiming that the Australian breakdancer rigged the Olympic qualifier for free Paris vacation. That is such a far-fetched title, but also when you see her performance, it's like, wait a second, did this actually happen? And here the tagline of this article says, it has come to light that Dr. Rachel Gunn, aka Raygun, manipulated the Olympic qualifier by setting up her own governing body, denying grants to underprivileged performers, and allowing her husband to coach the national team. Australians have started a petition demanding an investigation and an apology. That sounds
when it's so bad that Australia has started a petition demanding an apology, then you got to leave the country. At that point, I can't stay here anymore. You got to go. They started a petition saying it was so bad that you had to have rigged your way in. There's no other explanation for it.
Extremely far-fetched. I'm not sure if I buy that, but as of now, Change.org has actually removed that petition for violating their community guidelines. So I mean, so far, her denying grants to underprivileged dancers, that just sounds way too far-fetched. But now the Australian Olympics Commission has condemned this petition as well. And here they actually laid out the following facts. The Oceania qualifying event held Sydney in October 2023 was conducted under the Olympic qualification system determined by the international governing body, World Dance Sport Federation, as approved by the International Olympic Committee.
So what you're saying is we need to get rid of the international governing body for Olympic qualification. Well, I already know they got rid of breakdancing instead, so I guess you don't really need to. But what we're saying is that people watched her international. This wasn't biased. She was watched internationally, and she was chosen to represent Australia. So either someone was trying to stop Australia from even having a chance, or something's going down. Something's going down.
The judging panel for the event was selected by the WDSF and consists of 9 independent international judges who were brought to Australia specifically to provide fair, expert, and transparent education.
They all need to be fired immediately. Every single one of those judges, your job's gone. Fired. Done for. But I need to see the rest of the competition.
Education. Play the Google Translate for that.
Adjudication.
The event was conducted by Breaking under the auspices of Dance Sport Australia and the WDSF and complying with WDSF guidelines. Athletes from 4 countries, Australia, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, and Fiji, competed. Dr. Rachel Gunn, in winning the Oceania Breaking Championship in October 2023, was legitimately nominated by Dance Sport Australia to the AOC for selection of the Australian Olympic team. Dr. Rachel Gunn holds no position with AUS Breaking or Dance Sport Australia in any capacity. She is simply an athlete who competed in the qualifying event, which she won. There was no appeals from any athlete. Dr. Gunn has no responsibility for any funding decisions of her sport. Mr. Samuel Free is a coach who holds no position with AUS Breaking or Dance Sport Australia in any capacity and was not a judge for the qualifying event. Australian Olympic team chef de mission, Anna Mears, was not involved in the qualifying event or nomination of athletes. Dance Sport Australia and the athletes received no federal government funding. The AOC provided high-performance funding to Dance Sport Australia for breaking and its own financial resources. The Australian Olympic Committee fully funded the Australian Olympic team's campaign to Paris. No federal taxpayer funds were sought nor provided for the Olympic team's Paris campaign. The $25 million cost for the team was met entirely by the Australian Olympic Committee. Okay, so that leaves...
Oh, well, I mean, it did come out the money of the citizens' pockets. So I guess, it may have been an embarrassing moment for the country, but, I mean, I don't know what to say. If she truly, truly won, and the judges were unbiased in the performance, then Australia, Aussies, I love you. I love you to death. But if she won, then that may have just been the best female breakdancer y'all had to offer. She may have been number one. As crazy as it sounds.
Using with the question, was this event just not advertised enough? Because something just seems extremely off about this. How and or why is Australia lacking so far behind all of the other nations when it comes to breakdancing? When, normally Australia does very well in Summer Olympic sports. But Rachel has now responded twice to her performance. The first time, she responded by saying, "Don't be afraid to be different. Go out there and represent yourself. You never know where it's going to take you. Raygun." And she went silent for about 6 days after that, with people commenting, "As a 3-time Olympian who almost died twice in my journey for the Olympic Games, I feel the value of the Olympian brand has been severely diminished by the spectacle." The original Olympic motto is Sidious Altius Fortius, faster, higher, stronger, yet nothing about her performance remotely embodied the Olympic spirit. To make matters worse, she scored a grand total of 0 points, and she's from a nation with a proud sporting tradition. Let's think logically about this. Honestly, I'm furious this was allowed to occur at the Olympics. It was selfish and short-sighted, and I truly believe it contributed to a negative view on breakdancing in the Olympics. This only served to punish the actual breakdancing community and was selfish and embarrassing oversight by Australia. Don't have a good enough contender? Don't compete. No sweat, I can't breakdance either. You're not different, you're completely unqualified. So,
Bro, that's the worst one. It's got over 8,800 likes. You're not different. You're completely unqualified. Bro.
Clearly, people were not a fan. And as I said previously, it was just complete radio silence for her for about 6 days until she posted this video right here.
Hi everyone, Raygun here. I just want to start by thanking all the people who have supported me. I really appreciate the positivity, and I'm glad I was able to bring some joy into your lives. That's what I hoped. I didn't realize that would also open the door to so much hate, which has frankly been pretty devastating. I went out there and I had fun. I did take it very seriously. I worked my butt off preparing for the Olympics, and I gave my all, truly. I'm honoured to have been a part of the Australian Olympic team and to be part of breaking's Olympic debut. What the other athletes have achieved has just been phenomenal. In regards to the allegations and misinformation floating around, I'd like to ask everyone to please refer to the recent statement made by the AOC, as well as the posts on the Oz Breaking Instagram page, as well as the WDSF Breaking for Gold page. Bit of a fun fact for you. There are actually no points in breaking. If you want to see how the judges thought I compared to my opponents, you can actually see the comparison percentages across the 5 criteria on Olympics.com. All the results are there. I'm going to be in Europe for a few weeks for some pre-planned downtime, but I'd really like to ask the press to please stop harassing my family, my friends, the Australian breaking community, and the broader street dance community. Everyone has been through a lot as a result of this, so I ask you to please respect their privacy. I'll be happy to answer more questions on my return to Australia. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, wait.
My thing is, I do feel bad in the sense of there were so much people coming after. I wouldn't say hate. A lot of people were like making fun, and it wasn't coming from a place of hate. It was coming from a place of what in the world is she doing up there? How is this possible? So it was more of a comedy. It wasn't more of a hate thing. Then it would just come from a place of how did she get there? What is going on? But Raygun, she did go. If that she said she did give it her all, which is a little bit scary. If that was her all. The thing that she said that I wanted to bring up, which I'm sure he's about to touch on, he's on that laptop. She said there's actually no points in breaking. So why display 0 points? And why have a point system if there's no points? Why is it a big deal? Everybody says she got 0 points. Why would the judges say they gave her 0 points? If everybody gets 0 points, why would we display points in the first place? So either she's lying about that statement or it's just a dumb point set up by breakdancing Olympic committee. That confuses me.
Olympics breakdance female results. That's interesting because when you Google it, it says she still received 0 points. So there just must be a whole bunch of articles misinforming everyone about this, if that's actually true. Let's see, Olympics results. Breaking. I don't get what she's talking about here. Okay, so you have Group B Battle 4. You have Logistics versus Raygun. Logistics, I guess, was from the US. And here, Logistics received 18 votes and Rachel Gunn received 0 votes. So I'm trying to find what she's talking about. So it is correct that she didn't receive a single point because she didn't receive a single vote. So yeah, here you clearly see she received like no votes and thus 0 points. So sure, maybe.
So she just blatantly just lied to our faces. There are points. You just got to receive votes to get points. So it says she got 18 votes, which I guess that accounted to 2 points for the girl that had to battle against her. And Raygun got 0 points or 0 votes, which means she got 0 points. So her saying there's no point, because it wouldn't make sense. They say there's no points in breakdancing. You wouldn't have a point system set up then. That's just illogical. I'm glad my guy looked it up.
Clearly,
because that didn't make sense to me.
And thus 0 points. So sure, maybe they're not called points, but there's definitely 0 here. So if they're called votes or whatever they're called, it's 0, 18, 0, 18, 0, 18 to all 3 of the times she competed. So definitely a confusing statement here. The top comment on her post says, "What do you have to say to the people whose opportunities you stole?" It's just an unfortunate situation. It's unfortunate that she represented Australia in this way, which has then caused a whole bunch of backlash. The majority of the backlash is people essentially just thinking that her performance was hilarious. And then you have the people who are genuinely upset that she took someone else's opportunity and or made a joke out of their sport that many people are extremely passionate about. I feel like the Australian Olympic Commission is really to blame here, not really Rachel, as I'm assuming she just showed up and was the best performer there. How that happened is completely beyond me, but I mean, considering her extremely long breakdancing career, I doubt that she breakdanced for 12 years to maybe get a shot getting a free vacation to the Paris Olympics.
No,
that just
yeah.
sounds a little bit far-fetched.
That's
It's an
facts.
interesting conspiracy, but it seems like it's only a conspiracy.
Yeah, and they also removed breakdancing from the Olympics now, so it will not be returning for the next games in Los Angeles.
But hey, at least she didn't run into the police with a wheelchair and lie about it on national television like this guy did. You can check out that wild story here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Yeah, I don't think she scammed for a free vacation either. She just if she showed up and she was just the best dancer and she won and she was the one who qualified, then Australia. I need to see the rest of the breaking community in Australia. I need to see the other. Is there video evidence of the qualifications for the Olympics in Australia breaking? I would just need to see that immediately. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like he said, even if there's not a point system, there's a vote system. There's a system that tells you how you did against your competitors, and he got 0 votes every single time. So that's all we got. If you guys enjoyed it, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. Check out the next one. It's your boy D out.